across line now to Ferguson, where we can speak to Jason Johnson, who's a political science professor. Just picking up on the point that Kristen Salumi made there about Al Sharpton saying that the federal government needs to step in. How likely is it that we will see some sort of federal response?
Well, the federal government is already in town. Eric Holder has been here. The Department of Justice is investigating whether or not Mike Brown's civil rights were violated or if there were any civil rights violations in the processes and procedures that the county or the local police engaged in. I don't think it's very likely that we'll get an indictment out of that either, seeing as how similar charges or similar investigations were done for Trayvon Martin 2 years ago and no indictments came out of that.
So Obama said that he doesn't believe that unequal enforcement of the law is the norm. What's your view on that, and how has that gone down with people there, that Obama take on things?
I think people are fairly ambivalent about what President Obama has said. His mistakes early on, when the initial killing happened, demonstrated to a lot of people that he seemed a bit tone deaf. The president wasn't necessarily as concerned as he needed to be. He certainly seemed a lot more emotional in previous instances. And certainly when it comes to this, he didn't do anything about police militarization. He didn't do anything about the violence on the part of the police. And he didn't seem to be very adamant about protecting the rights of journalists who were here either. So I don't think most people here really expect much of anything out of President Obama.
And we know that the family have said that they were obviously profoundly disappointed with the result. And they've said to the public, channel your frustrations in ways that will make a positive change. How charged up is the atmosphere there still? I mean, are you expecting more violence, or do you think people will listen to that message from the family?
Well, I think the vast majority of people here were peaceful protesters. I mean, I think sometimes we forget that there have been protests going on from August 9th until today. You've had months and months of peaceful protests. And then you had violence erupt last night when the police showed up in armored vehicles and were shooting gas pellets and were shooting rubber bullets. So I think the vast majority of the protesters are going to continue to be peaceful. Most of the activists are peaceful. The real question now is what kind of changes can actually be done in this town when the African-American population is small and the large number of white allies don't seem to have the political force to change what's happening in the governor's office or even in local government.
And so what do you think they should be doing?
Well, I think the first thing that should actually happen is to recall the mayor. I think symbolically, Mayor Matthew Knowles has been absolutely inept at every single level of this crisis, from his inability to speak to local community leaders to his refusal to actually require the police department to deliver a clear and unredacted police report. And that is something that could be done. There's a lot of questions here as to why he hasn't been recalled yet, even though voter registrations were collected. But I think that would be step one, both symbolically and practically. That would be one thing that the citizens of Ferguson could do to retake some semblance of control.
Jason Johnson, thank you very much indeed for your analysis of events there. Thank you.